This is the gaming's biggest strategy, the rise and fall of Diablo 4. Now, we have sunk a lot of hours into Diablo 4. From the beta, the season 1, multiple level 100s, started farming Lilith, and then kind of fell off. Let's see what the story is.
On June 6th of 2023, Diablo 4 officially launched, and it was an instant home run success. Twitch was booming, the concurrent player base peaked at almost 7 million players, long queue times, and
how do they have 7 million players, though? A million viewers?
The concurrent player base peaked at almost 7 million players, long queue times, and celebrities partook in the ride.
Yes.
Everybody thought this was the game they were going to call.
Oh my god, I remember the music video. Who was it? Halsey made it
A home for a while. Now, there are as little as 400 people watching Diablo 4 on Twitch. Players are forced to complete world bosses and events completely on their own. And
are people really doing world bosses solo? I mean, like, that was like a thing to make builds for, but that you have to do it solo? That's
player
crazy.
Population dropped by over 99%. The economy between
99,
and player population dropped by over 9.
That's a lot. That's insane. Where do you get these numbers from, though? Because I don't think Blizzard releases the numbers. And it's only through the Blizzard launcher, but I like to see that. This is madness.
99%. The economy between Eternal and Seasonal Realms have been destroyed by rampant bugs. Season 1 content was an absolute disaster, and Season 2 looks to be the exact.
I will say one thing. As far as for my Necromancer, automatic raising of minions, that's going to be tough to live without. So I hope they either add that to the tree or as one of the core skills or something. Not even core, one of the main skills not even the Paragon board, just your skill tree. Oh man, I forget what levels they had. So there was a blood tree, the curse tree, and then your ultimate tree. So somewhere they could stash that in, but that quality of life was so amazing. I don't know how we could live without it. So I'm excited to see season 2, but we'll see.
Same. How did this happen? Where did this once beloved franchise go wrong? And what will it take to fix it? Today I'm going to explore the timeline of Diablo's go wrong. And what will it take to fix it?
I like how they show Korea. And then we just had that recent event from Diablo in Korea where it was empty. Oh my god.
Today I'm going to explore the timeline of Diablo 4 from pre-release to what the game is now. Grab a cup of coffee and settle in, because this is the complete timeline of how Diablo 4 became the biggest disappointment in gaming history. Of course, I want to give a
biggest disappointment. I don't know about Diablo 4 being the biggest disappointment. I mean, Fallout 76, that was a huge disappointment. For people that were expecting, like, Fallout online, you know, I mean, there was some comebacks. So I don't know. I don't think it was the biggest one. Yo, hi Zan, how are you? You over there destroying things with your arrows? That was that build I showed you. I didn't know that was that tornado shot thing. That looks insane.
big thank you to the YouTube subscription members who keep this dream alive by directly supporting the channel.
Hey.
We truly couldn't do it without you, and we'll talk a little bit more about this later. Now, ever since the late 90s, Blizzard Entertainment has been a staple in the gaming world, making some of the most popular and beloved gaming franchises of all time.
See, that's what
the
I
Warcraft
hear.
trilogy, StarCraft, Diablo, Hearthstone, Overwatch, and their most popular, the World of Warcraft.
Man, and if you think about those IPs right now, oh my god, there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack there. I mean, Warcraft, stable. I mean, Hearthstone, the card game is kind of just there. Overwatch is kind of a disaster, and Diablo is on fire. So
The Diablo franchise in particular was a real heavy hitter. It embodied the true heart and soul of what the company stood for at the time. An incredible RPG gaming experience that is a mix of fantasy and dark gothic horror that many people across the world just couldn't put down. Diablo 2 released in the year 2000 and had a profound impact on the gaming world and revolutionized the ARPG genre. The social aspect alone fostered a sense of community among players, paving the way for future online multiplayer games. And if you didn't want to play online, you didn't have to. The game left a permanent mark on the gaming world by introducing multiplayer features, innovative gameplay mechanics, expansion packs, and DLCs that influenced countless titles that followed it. This iconic game remains relevant even 2 decades after its initial release, leaving people hooked to this day.
We got a Shaco! We got a fucking Shaco! How do you get a Shaco, bro? What? That's insane. It's possible in Diablo 2.
By the time Diablo 3 went into production, a whole new development team was in place, and in many eyes, this time period was the beginning of the end for Blizzard Entertainment.
It's the phones guy.
With the game finally launching on May 15th, 2012, the infamous Error 37 plagued the internet, leaving countless players in limbo on launch day.
This is a message to the people who work for Blizzard. Can't even play the fucking game! This is bullshit! This is bullshit! I paid money, cash money, dollars, money, cash money!
The auction house doing...
Oh, man. Take me back. That's so good. Big cash. Oh, Boogie.
more harm than good, gave you the opportunity as a player to spend hundreds of dollars of your hard-earned real-life money on items in...
Oh, that's pretty good. Now, from what I know, there was a limit to how much you could sell. I think it was about $100 or $200 or something. And I know there's items that sold for thousands and thousands of dollars. So those had to be sold outside, like any other site. But this is insane. I mean, I don't think it's that bad, but this is... It makes things easy, you know.
The game. And this benefited Blizzard greatly because they took a $1 cut on every successful auction.
Oh, that's huge. They're geniuses. So PayPal makes their share, Blizzard makes a cut, and somebody gets a new weapon.
And with the game's insane levels of progressive difficulty, it meant that if you wanted to progress in the game effectively, the perfect gear was just in wallet's reach for nearly 2 years until it was finally removed. It took many years of innovation to bring Diablo 3 to where it is today. DLCs, seasons being implemented, greater rifts, and non-stop updates for nearly 10 years. A game with a disastrous launch and some fundamental problems with its core design has grown into one of Blizzard's most long-lasting and beloved games that is currently being played in...
Diablo 3 season was 29, popped off. And Diablo has been falling off. Diablo 3, so far as I know, it was off to a rough start. Just very rough from the online play to everything. But by season 20, it was apparently not bad. But I've never played it, so we don't have any experience. But yes, this happened, and I think it got worse. I don't know if Diablo 3 is still going.
And viewed as much as Diablo 4. Now, with 3 games in the franchise under its belt, Blizzard was looking to announce Diablo 4 at BlizzCon. But with the horrific Diablo Immortal announcement at BlizzCon 2018...
With Android and iOS, we don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones. Right?
Yeah, don't you guys have fucking phones? Don't you guys have phones? What are you guys, losers? Now, one thing that I will say, weirdly enough, is as far as I know, Diablo Immortal has more like activities to do in endgame and more of a developed character creator than Diablo 4. So take that as you will.
Trying to build excitement for yet another Blizzard game is something that seems very grim in today's world. The once king of kings in game development has fallen very far from what they once were. They're hoping their heavy hitter franchise like Diablo can once again spark life into the cold bitter shell Blizzard is today.
Oh, there
it all started with a grand announcement at BlizzCon, building hype and excitement amongst the fans.
Yeah, that trailer though was
Easily
sick.
being one of the
That trailer, that's how they got me. That's how they hooked me. They showed me that and I was like, this is amazing. Oh, yeah.
their greatest cinematics to date, the Diablo 4 announcement trailer left fans excited and happy to see Blizzard attempt and return to their truly dark
so
and gothic
good.
roots of Diablo 2. Once the announcement trailer dropped, Blizzard was officially on the clock from the fans.
TikTok.
And then, disaster struck.
More than 1,500 Activision Blizzard employees are calling for the resignation of the company's CEO, Bobby Kotick.
He's still the boss. He's still in charge.
That Kotick had known about things, and he also had threatened to have an assistant killed at one point.
The company began to truly unravel midway through the development in
He's
2021
still in
with a
charge.
major lawsuit against Activision Blizzard being filed for a near
He's got
2-year running
helicopters and
investigation
yachts.
into the company from the state of California.
Oh, that's
Between the
so
sexual
good.
allegations, unfair
Yup, and the company took him. Oh, I can't believe this. He's still in. Look at this. He's still the boss. He's. Oh man, that's so good. I can't.
fair and unethical treatment toward women in the workplace, and more dark, evil secrets being surfaced, hundreds of employees at Blizzard walk out to protest against this frat boy culture and even more quit or step down from the company, leaving everything in disarray.
Now, I will say this was true. This is probably why Diablo's coding is the way it is. It's why you have to load every player's stash tab that you see in your instance and everything else they have in all of their stash tab. That explains.
Diablo 4 was no exception to this. The ongoing sexual harassment lawsuit
Oh,
took
wow.
a major toll on Blizzard, and the company bled high-quality developers and talent rapidly.
Oh, that's
In
crazy.
Blizzard's earning report for investors, they clearly stated that it has become apparent that some of the Blizzard content planned for the next year will benefit from more development time to reach its full potential. They also said they need extra time to complete production and continue growing their creative resources to support the titles after launch. Though not stated
wow, so-
explicitly, the wording in the report implies that neither Overwatch 2 or Diablo 4 will launch before 20...
Bro, they didn't do anything to Overwatch 2. What do you mean Overwatch 2? They removed one person in the combat. Right? Am I mistaken? It's 5v5 now? Alright.
23. So with no other option, Diablo 4 was officially delayed.
Ooh.
For a while during this time, Blizzard did what they do best.
Yeah.
Feed and prey off the nostalgia of previous games from their fans.
All
The
right.
nostalgia of the great
Classic
times
WoW.
this company once had. They went down the line and re-released titles of all their beloved games.
Yep.
Classic World of Warcraft, which
There
led to
it
what
is.
is now the re-release of the Wrath of the Lich King. Warcraft
You can now buy gold, baby. Yep. They've got the Blizzard token. Now you can buy gold, so you can move along on your progress. You don't gotta stand and suffer like back in the old day. You can just swipe and get that piece of armor.
Reforged, which was
Let's
a
go.
convoluted disaster. And finally, Diablo 2 resurrected.
I will say Diablo 2. No, people haven't really been complaining too much about it. I will say that they kind of just remastered it. So the previous team kind of gave them an easy W.
They knew that by releasing these games, it would make them hundreds of millions of dollars and give them more time to try and develop something new that the fans would come to love once again.
Ooh.
But time and time after, they fail to follow through with that promise and always come up short. With the new day and age of Blizzard's monetization... where
Oh,
they
baby,
stream-
let's see what they got. Overwatch 2 coins. What they got? Ultimate Edition Diablo. Ooh, what kind of sucker would buy that? I don't know. Some idiot. All right. Overwatch Invasion Bundle. Ooh, Vault Edition for Modern Warfare 3.
Everything they can take, it finally took its toll. Classic era of World of Warcraft having expansion pack passes, character boosts, and now a new WoW token across.
There it is. 10,100 gold. Easy. Only $20.
Expansions, where you can literally buy gold with real-life money. Overwatch 2 being a copy of Overwatch 1 with egregious monetization and broken promises of new content and story that never came to light. Warcraft
They should have never renamed it. They should have just left it. They should have said we're just repatching it and removing 6 vs 6. It's 5 vs 5 now. Welcome to Overwatch. Good day. And
Forge being a reskin with even more broken promises. At this point in time, it seems as if the company continues to make the wrong decisions based on greed and simply takes advantage of its player base across every game they've ever developed.
Okay.
We had no choice. The only thing we can do now is hope that Diablo 4 doesn't follow this sad and beat down pattern. And for many others, including myself, this would be Blizzard's last chance.
Oh my god, essaying. Let's see. I've played Blizzard games most of my life. Diablo 4 is my last Blizzard game. He's not done. I bet you he's subscribed to WoW right now. Or he's part of like the 0.5% that's not playing. Blizzard does not have the same care. Diablo was released in a state that, looking at its genre competitors, can only be described as incomplete 100%. Proper Q&A, quality of life, those are all true
At
statements.
repairing what is a betrayed and broken relationship
Bet you still
between
play
us and what used to be a magical company.
So stop holding out hope that Blizzard is going to come back.
There it is.
Everyone who founded Blizzard, all the principles that Blizzard was founded on, are dead.
Yep.
They've been desecrated. Let Blizzard go.
It's just a puppet.
That's my main message, is let Blizzard go. Appreciate what was created back when it was done. Stop holding out hope that it's going to come back, because it's not.
Hope. Hope
Hopium.
is all that remains.
Hopium. Yeah, I mean, at this
In
point, they're
August of
doing it to
2022,
themselves.
Blizzard announced their Diablo 4 alpha playtest, running for friends and family of
They're
Blizzard
asking
employees.
to get abused.
Jason Schreier, a Bloomberg reporter, states on Twitter, "A bunch of people are playing an early build of Diablo 4 right now, thanks to a friends and family alpha test. These players
so
are
many
under
people are
NDA,
excited.
but I'm hearing mostly positive buzz." Schreier also noted that there are no microtransactions in the alpha build, so players won't have much of an idea what to expect from monetization. Although, Blizzard has previously confirmed that small Diablo 4 purchases will be cosmetic only, aside from larger story expansion.
Now, I will say this so far has been true as far as I know. They haven't released any pay for convenience, pay to win. They haven't even started charging for stash tabs just yet. You know, we're hoping. We're hoping. Content, baby. The primary criticisms against Diablo Immortal have been leveled at the game's microtransactions. Yeah, whales.
Expansions. Months later, the Diablo 4 endgame beta invites go out in October of 2022, and the playtest officially begins. The playtest itself gave lucky testers a chance to go up against Lilith in the post-campaign Sanctuary and test out Diablo 4's endgame modes and instances. This included the Whispers of the Dead system, the progressively challenging Nightmare dungeons, region-wide Hell Tides, the Fields of Hatred PvP, and the Paragon board progression system. This was the only endgame test they hosted before launch, with enough time to make changes.
Oh, wow.
And this is going to be
That was the
important and a
only
big
endgame
conversation
test?
topic later.
Bro, I already know where this is going. I played Diablo 4 for countless hours. I know exactly where this is going. If this is literally the only endgame playtest, I know exactly why I did not want to finish level. Not right now. That was season 1 where they nerfed everything. Those last like 3 levels from 98, 99, 100. 97, I think, is when it really started just hurting.
A couple months after that, a massive article comes out on the Washington Post stating that Diablo 4 developers are working overtime to meet the release deadline, and it also includes their own staff, stating there is mismanagement and disturbing script changes that might contribute to delays. It's a process that's been plagued by mismanagement and employees being promised perks for working late evenings and weekends outside of regular work hours, but employees stating they were simply negligible perks, such as a $25 DoorDash credit if they worked more than 10 hours.
Huge! $25, bro? In DoorDash? Oh my god. And remember, this is in California, bro. You can buy like a whole kid's meal. Oh my god. Bro, where do I sign up? Is there a link? I want to work for Blizzard. Over 10 hours. Bro, that's huge.
Hours a day.
They don't even pay you overtime. They just give you the fucking DoorDash. Oh, no. Those extra 2 hours. You didn't work over 10, but you didn't. You worked 9. So you just get paid regularly and no gift card. Get out of here.
They described a mounting sense of dissatisfaction and malice amongst employees as they endured leadership change constantly. And that the Diablo team has been losing talent for over a year as employees look for more competitive wages and better.
Man, they are so generous. Why are they complaining? I don't know. That sounds lovely. $25 to... I can get you like maybe like a lunch. What?
Better work conditions elsewhere. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick attributed the company's stock price drop to the game delay of Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2 rather than the ongoing sexual harassment lawsuit filed against.
Now, I do think he's partially correct. But do they correlate? Yes. Because if he dropped these games, people would have glossed over all that shit. But since he didn't and he lost so much talent, they glossed over that shit and they looked deep into the company and people just got upset. Yeah. Because, I mean, fuck, he's still in charge. He's still the boss. And I think he made like 200 million from that Activision deal. Just him. He made 200 million. Right.
The company in July of 2021. He quotes, "I think what affected the stock price more than the sexual harassment investigation is pushing out the release dates of Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4. His comments frustrated some of the company's developers who felt he was blaming them unfairly, stating,
It's you guys. You know, it's you guys. It's your fault the company stock.
We felt very much like he just drove the bus over on top of us. As you can see, the relationship and chemistry within the company seems to begin crumbling. A person familiar with senior leadership found the performance shares unnecessary and even destructive, arguing that they incentivize leadership to cut corners, compromise, and ship products that are not ready to be released.
Would he drive the bus over you guys?
Never. For the long-term value creation. Employees state
no,
they
he
just
pays
went
somebody
to work
to
every day and got angry, either because the tools were slow or they simply did not like the game.
I just went to work every day and got angry. Oh, fuck. Oh, I can't. See, this is exactly what explains why you load everybody's stash tab. Why? Why all the bugs are here, you know. They're struggling for talent. Like, I've made this comparison I don't know how many times. If you were an up-and-coming developer and you had the choice of applying to whatever companies you could try to get into, would you want to apply at Blizzard? I mean, there's so many companies right now. I can't.
That much. They also stated that it wasn't just employees that left. It was many with institutional knowledge and decades of experience.
Yes.
Leaving brand new employees and developers brought in from elsewhere to fill in.
Wow.
Diablo 4's unannounced internal release date went from 2021 to December of 2022, then got pushed back.
Wow, I did not know. I wouldn't go near them. Me neither. That's the thing. Like, if you had any talent, you would want to go to any studio other than Blizzard immediately. But I did not know this was supposed to be scheduled for 2021. What? That would have been nuts.
Release date, one from 2021
June 2021? Oh my god.
to December of 2022, then got pushed back further to April 2023, and then finally June of 2023. A former employee stated, "We're at the point where they're not willing to delay the game anymore. So we all just have to..."
Bro, we said this. We're like, they just got pushed to release this shit. They got pushed to
go
release
along
it.
And figure out how much we're willing to hurt ourselves to make sure the game gets released
in a good enough state. Good enough. Not fucking great. Just good enough
state. To help Diablo 4 get over the finish line, Activision Blizzard enlisted industry veterans such as Rod Ferguson. Rod would hold...
Now, Rod does come from Gears of War, right? So he does have some experience in making some games. So, fucking Rodcast. Bro, why is he like this? Why is Rod like this? Okay.
Weekly Zoom meetings known as Rodcasts, which during them he would talk about celebrities he's met and movies he enjoys. Employees felt that not much actually came out of these discussions, stating, "To me, he came off as a bit of a clout chaser about where he came from with Gears of War."
True, Chad. Like, I love Gears of War. That was good, wasn't it? Yeah. That was a good game. Yeah. You guys, I also met this one movie star. It was the first one, then it became boring. Oh. I remember Gears of War was so huge in the beginning, but then it kind of fell off. But people are still asking for it, so I don't know personally. I was a PlayStation guy back in the day, so that came out for Xbox. So that was the thing. I think, wasn't it Xbox only or NPC as well? That was before I even got into this world as well. Oh my God.
We all thought he was going to come in and fix the game. And when nothing happened, that's when you started to see this massive turnover. The Blizzard Entertainment company that was once so dedicated to quality and putting out the best product they possibly can is currently rushing out Diablo 4 in a good enough state.
We knew that. We could literally feel it towards the end.
Employees and team members who don't get along, and leaders who are poor at taking care of their team members. All of this inside of an environment that is polluted with greed and numbers more than anything. With launch just a few months away, Diablo 4 is looking grim.
Uh-oh. This is a few months before launch during the timeline. Oh man, this is crazy. So this is them ramping. They're ramping up.
On February 21st, the developers officially released the Inside the World of Sanctuary video, where they had many developers speak upon the art direction, environment, monsters, gameplay innovation.
I will say the art is pretty good. It's gruesome. It could be darker. It could be more, but it's not bad. The art is really good. They have decent canvas. You know, I don't feel bad for people. I don't feel bad for people anymore. As you shouldn't. I mean, like, you shouldn't. As I say, Diablo 4 is not a subscription to play game. So, I mean, I got my money out of it. I enjoyed it. We played it. We had some fun. You know, we farmed a little bit. We played a few classes. It was great. It was great. Is it a forever game? No. Was it a $90 early access game kind of worth? No. No. It was good enough. It was good enough. Yes. I couldn't have put it in better words. It was good enough. It was good enough. It was good enough. Yes.
And world building. They made promises and stated they wanted to bring the game back toward Diablo 2.
Oh my god.
We wanted to bring Diablo 4 artistically more back towards like Diablo 2, the
Dinny, man, they cooked her so bad. I hope Dinny's okay. She didn't do nothing bad except play Diablo on a goddamn stream where they made her to, but I feel so bad. Cause she designs like art and stuff. And dungeon design too, but like damn, Diablo would have to do her like that.
much darker style.
And they also emphasize
Oh,
non-repetitive gameplay features.
So you never feel like you're always doing the same thing. The pacing is always a little bit different.
On March 1st, they released a video
What?
showing the gameplay trailer for the
What kind of sucker would pre-purchase and get an early beta? I don't know. Man.
beta early access of Diablo 4, announcing that you could play the game on March 17th through March 19th if you pre-purchase the $90 Digital Deluxe or $100 Ultimate Edition of the game. The $100 Ultimate Edition gives you the advantage to play up to 4 days early over everyone else, the accelerated seasonal battle pass unlock, mounts, cosmetics, emotes, and even rewards for their other Blizzard games such as World of Warcraft.
Yeah. I've never played WoW, but I think I have a mount for it already.
Diablo Immortal, and Diablo 3. By this point, it is very well known that Diablo 4 was going to have a battle pass that was cosmetic only and a big reward for buying this set of editions.
Let's see what they have to say here. Free cosmetics, Smoldering Ash. Premium, you get your 2 sets of armor. Accelerated. Oh boy, here we come. Here's the season pass. I wonder what he's gonna bring up. Could it be the button?
Was a small boost through the battle pass. It's important to note that the battle pass was not available until the launch of season 1, which didn't come until a month and a half after the game's launch.
Yeah.
The early access weekend for Diablo 4 arrived, and the game was in the hands of the public, allowing you to go up to level 25. This weekend was only available to players who have pre-ordered the Digital Deluxe Edition, and you could...
Well, you could also play the other weekend before if you bought a sandwich from KFC. Now, you had to buy the double down. So that's like the 2 pieces of chicken that are bread in some bacon with some cheese. And then if you buy that, they gave you an access code for a Diablo demo. Hello. Hi, Eka. How are you doing today? Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on how your day is. We're just catching up on San Diablo. You know how I played it. Yeah. Double Down sounds so much American. It is, but Korea loves it. It is. It came from the US of A. It's from KFC. Some good old, so you grab 2 fried chickens, 2 fried chicken patties, and you put them in the thing, and then you put a slice of cheese and bacon. It is Korea. Yes, South. Did you not hear? Did you not know? Okay, we'll take a look. Oh, did you not see? Let's see. Korea Double Down. Oh yeah, they released it. They released the Triple Down. The Triple Down in Korea. Yes. The Double Down was not enough. They had to release the Triple Down. So it's 3 pieces of chicken, bacon, and cheese. So you bought something that looked kind of like this, but with 2 pieces of chicken instead of 3. And you got to play Diablo early. Thailand KFC is more cursed. Oh my god. I pre-ordered the game, then refunded it. Oh my god. Alright. It's called Cheesa. Cheesa. Surprised they allowed the refund. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I think it was, well, he still had it pre-ordered, so they let him cancel it. It was crazy. I got peer pressured by my friend group. Oh my god. Oh, the chicken plus pizza. Oh, wow. That sounds... a cheesa? That sounds insane. Is that common over there? So kind of like boneless chicken with cheese and pizza sauce? I mean, I'd try it. We can see what it is. I mean, I've had chicken and waffles, and they were kind of weird in the beginning, but then you get used to it, and then you put the syrup on the chicken, and it's kind of not bad. Yeah.
Play as the Barbarian, Rogue, or Sorcerer. It only...
One thing I will give Diablo is their Barbarian was real smooth. Weapon transitions, not bad.
allows you to play through Diablo 4's prologue in one zone, and that is Fractured Peaks. Once again,
I remember.
in-game testing.
It's like when we
At
were
first,
there.
the servers were plagued with horrendous queue times and error codes. A simple
We can go back in time to this. It's so good. We also have chicken on cone. That sounds amazing. Chicken on cone? Like, do you have, is that like popcorn chicken bits inside of a cone? Or is that like a cone made out of chicken and you have some sauce inside of it? So it's like small bite chicken with some sauce on an ice cream cone. Nice. I think I've seen that in like, because I watch like a lot of food stuff. So I think I've seen that. Because they fill it up and they put some kind of, I don't know, dressing or sauce for flavor. All right, let's see where we're at. Oh my god, yes. The queues. What you can see. A cheese. Let's see. Or we'll do chicken. Chicken. Home. Thailand. Oh, that looks... What? That's in KFC, bro? What? What? I was thinking more like street vendors. This is KFC? What the fuck? I'm getting hungry, yeah. A cheeser? Yeah, KFC Thailand is wild. What the fuck? This is amazing. Is it good? Is it bad? Have you never tried it? I'm so curious, bro. I got like a bajillion questions right now. All right, let's look up a cheeser. Cheeser KFC. Oh, it's also KFC? Oh my god. I swear. Did they use a chicken patty as the base of the pizza? Oh my god. So this is like the double down, but for like other kind of people. This is... So it's chicken parmesan pretty much. It's chicken with the red tomato sauce with some melted cheese and some other toppings, whatever your choice is. Right here, it looks like they've got some sauces and a couple of vegetables mixed in there. But yeah, chicken parmesan. The only KFC place to make American KFC. This is insane. America, let's go. This is insane. And they're so happy. Look. Their cheerings, their cheesa. Oh my god. Alright. He got sidetracked. Oh, that's for tomorrow. That's the triple down from Korea. Alright. Alright. Oh my god. Yes, the queues were insane. We can go back because this is when we like I think we just began streaming. We were streaming just a couple of months, I believe. Even a couple of months, maybe a few weeks. What day is this? March 17th. Oh my god, yeah, we were barely streaming for like a week. Couple of weeks. I started streaming at the end of February, around the 28th. Wow.
Simple explanation is that there is a repeating cycle going on where players would sit in a sometimes over hour-long queue, finally get logged into the game, to only then get disconnected and be put back in an even longer queue after about 5 to 10 minutes of playing. This continued through most of the night until Blizzard put out a patch that seemingly fixed the problem. This angered many people because they spent additional money to play that said early access weekend, and it started to raise some eyebrows in the community. Overall, though, from a gameplay perspective, people were relatively happy with Diablo 4 as a game so far.
It wasn't
bad. But of course, there were concerns, and there were a few in particular that stood out to the community. And like a dagger coated in poison, issues that seemingly never went away.
Yes.
Some of these include that there isn't anything in Diablo 4 that's redefining what an ARPG can be. Tedious grinds that you're forced to do and aren't even fun the first time, including renown, altars of Lilith, waypoints, and instead of it being fun challenges, it was simply a Google search to find the location and run around and collect them all. The UI across the
Yeah, I think the statue thing was super cheesy. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day today. I feel like the statue thing was super cheesy, especially that they reset it every time. Like, it was just literally a fetch quest. Go find these statues. I mean, that... You just, like, even Hell Tides became a thing. You just looked up, waited for a timer on Hell Tides, and did the Hell... Like, it becomes so automated.
The board needed work, being forced to play online and having no offline mode, worried player bases about server stability, and it felt like Diablo 4 wasn't created with the same heart as Diablo 1 and 2 were.
Because it was not. It was not. It was created by an entirely different team, and Diablo 1 and 2 had a lot of actual passion into it. Which here, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to knock their passion for the game, but they may have gotten rushed. You know, good enough, as they said, as Bobby Kotick says, good enough.
Little did they know, it only got much worse moving forward. The open beta weekend arrived, allowing everybody openly to play the game, and all 5 classes up to level 25. Immediately, players are noticing the difference in power between the Druid and the Necromancer, and coming to the conclusion that classes like the Barbarian and the Druid lag behind significantly in terms of kill speed, unlike the other classes leveling.
I remember this so much, bro. Oh, these are fun memories. This was just when I began streaming. This was so good. Oh, D1 and 2, top tier. The rest, bottom scraping. Yeah. It's a compromise product. It's 100%. It's 100%. I mean, the way they were rushed, and the video does a great job explaining it. The Comeback Kids, massive shout out. But, I mean, they literally got pushed just for it to be good enough.
The balance was so bad about the Druid that minions were being made, and the class was
There's Rex. 17 damage.
Stock.
For 17 damage.
Oh, what
a... That's an emote on his page now. That's a fucking emote. He's popping up on that one. I love it so much.
Players feel as though that the game is missing key features such as the gem tab, skill load.
And I will say, Diablo 4 is literally... Rax has been making content for Diablo 3 for how long? Max Roll working with them. And now he's literally questioning his path and his career. You know? Rax is going to be playing Last Epoch. That's where Rax said he's going to be going. And he might be trying PoE. He wants to learn some PoE. And then he wants to get into maybe PoE 2, like as a main. I approve your emote. Well, thank you, Hecka.
Loadouts, more bank storage, inventory filters, and more quality features that are widely seen across gaming. Between the issues with the early access and open beta weekends,
I will probably swap the Copium out for something else. It's not being used that often, so maybe we'll see what else we figure something else out.
Players are starting to believe that the game is poorly developed, and there is a lot of fine-tuning that needs to be done. Other than that, the base game of combat animations and story seemed good enough.
Good enough. This was the issue, though. In the beginning, it felt so scuffed. So scuffed. And then, I mean, the experience was good. If they didn't nerf the XP and all that, to be honest, it wouldn't have been that bad. You know. Released half-baked as they had to rake in profits for the board and stockholders. They did. Stocks had literally dropped because of Overwatch. They had that. It wasn't raking in the money. Dragonflight was okay as far as I know. People weren't like, oh, fucking Dragonflight, bro, it's you. No, they were like, hey, you know, Dragonflight. It's not as bad as the last one. So, you know, so they'll take that. You know, it's just insane. Good enough, yeah. It wasn't just me that I felt weaker as I leveled up. No, you didn't. That was the dynamic level scaling Since the enemies got stronger, the exponentials to their stats actually also multiplied with you. So it's insane. The last 2 leagues of PoE, GGG admitted only a handful of staff working on them, and look how good they are. Bro, they said the last league, was it last league or was it Toda, that had 1 guy or 2 guys? Was it Sanctum or was it Toda? Or not, last league wasn't Sanctum. Was it last league though or Toda? They literally got 1 guide. They literally got 1 guide. No, new attacker. That was not. It was part of the leveling. It was insane. The sexual harassment allegations kind of hit the stock prices too. Yeah, but even Bobby talked about it. I think there was a whole bunch of issues there. I think they fucked up on Overwatch. I think they should have just patched it and just said we're changing it from 6 versus 6, 5 versus 5. Good luck, bye, and said nothing else. But since they made those promises and kind of didn't deliver, the hits were just coming, you know. So if they had released something like a Scapegoat, they could have got the eyes off of that, but they couldn't. And this is literally the statement he made. He just wants Diablo 4 to be pumped out in a good enough state. On these, I think. Oh my god, that's insane.
For now,
that's huge.
After the open beta,
and a lot of people are saying right now, Toda is one of the best leagues. A lot of people are having a great time, from content creators to just people just trying it out. I find my brain is exploding that this is like one of the best leagues that we've played. I'm like, what the fuck? This is huge. It's popping up. I'm so excited. Well, let's get back to it. It's so exciting, you know.
Beta weekends, the official Diablo team releases the Into the Endgame developer. To the open beta weekends, the official Diablo team releases the
that ratio. 12k to 17, they are fighting.
Developer update video breaking down everything the game has to offer once you reach the end game, and developers made incredibly bold promises that were sadly never delivered upon.
Let's hear him again.
Oh, meaningful progression.
I remember this.
Their play style.
There's going to never be an absence of something to do.
Oh my god, I remember this. I'm having flashbacks. I remember her. I was like, she said we'd never run out of things to do. We'd have endless adventures. Yeah.
Paragon Wars is a place where we allow you to have a lot more depth, a lot more customization, many more options as you go. There's over 120 dungeons to play through and find in Diablo 4.
120 dungeons.
And any one of them can become a nightmare dungeon.
We later found out
our company members get a $5 DoorDash card if they go like this YouTube video. Oh my god, they would too. They would too. If they're giving them $25 gift cards to work over 10 hours, they would so give them $5 to go like the company video.
That this was simply not true, being that there was only roughly 20 nightmare dungeons in a rotation at a time, forcing you to do the same ones over and over and over. A few days later, the Diablo...
literally 98 level at 96, my brain started just numbing out at this last current season 1 at the end with Necro. And this was pre-XP buff, before they started ramping up all the XP. 96, 97, I started playing off stream to start to try to push the leveling faster and just get through it so we can start farming Lilith. It was a fucking slog. It was a slog. But we did it. We pushed. It was not fun at all. I was not having the least bit of fun at the end. Once we got to Lilith, it was fun, you know, trying to farm and fight Lilith. But until then, it was not fun.
The 4 team announces they are making significant changes to character classes, dungeon design, UI changes, and more. This leaves people very excited that the developers are listening to player feedback and are excited for the future.
Oh, I remember
For the last few months before launch, the Diablo 4 developers assure us that they're going back to their roots of Diablo 2.
Well, the initial direction was Diablo 2.
The fantasy of a dark, gothic, medieval world.
Darker and grittier in Diablo 2.
The art is good. I mean, it's not like super, super, super edgy, like straight like Soulsborne blood, dark, you know, bodies, you know, kind of thing. But it's good. It's dark. It's got good motif, you know. Very like post-Renaissance kind of stuff, you know.
was kind of the inspiration.
We wanted to bring Diablo 4 artistically more back towards like Diablo 2.
Have we heard this story before? Is this something that Blizzard is doing once again to tug on our nostalgia? Is history going to repeat itself like it did with Warcraft Reforged, Overwatch, and World of Warcraft Classic?
Oh boy.
The only thing left to do now is hope what they say is true and await launch day. Before you know it...
Oh my god, the game still hasn't launched. The timeline still hasn't launched the game.
The internet is absolutely slammed with Diablo 4 marketing. Whether it be the KFC collaboration, the
Double downs, baby. Double downs. So they're gonna deliver us from evil, and that's why there's KFC.
non-stop Megan Fox promotions, pre-launch dinner parties with big names in the gaming industry, the Diablo 4
Why'd they blur her out, Rex?
promotions, pre-launch dinner parties with big names in the gaming industry, the Diablo 4 cathedral painting in France, the Halsey Diablo 4 song, and even a launch live-action trailer. They also announced the Diablo 4 hardcore leveling competition, where the first one...
Man, that was good, but that was kind of a disaster. And then after you think about it, you're like, why would you want to have a race where, like, content creators push to level 100 where there's nothing else to do?
1,000 users to reach level 100 on hardcore will be eligible to have their battle tag engraved on a physical statue of Lilith on the Blizzard campus. Blizzard held nothing back in wanting all eyes of the world on Diablo 4.
They did it though.
And they knew this launch was going to be a big deal for them.
It was huge.
It was either going to make or break the company moving forward, and they were ready to show the world what they had in Diablo 4.
Now, this was a good cutscene.
That's what we thought. On June 1st of 2023, the early access launch of Diablo 4 finally arrived. It doesn't matter too much how amazing a game is or even how well received it is. Shareholders, executives, and accountants want to know how well a game is selling. They revealed that in just 5 days, sales of Diablo 4 had surpassed $666 million in revenue, estimating nearly 10 million game copies sold. Not even including the additional microtransactions so heavily apparent inside the game. In corporate eyes, Diablo 4 was booming.
Big money, guys. We did it. Success.
It became officially Blizzard's fastest selling game of all time.
Holy shit.
So, Activision Blizzard was back on top.
Caught a lot of suckers, yeah.
And that statement
Those
couldn't have been
suckers.
more untrue. Shortly after launch, the internet was flooded with reviews about Diablo 4. The early game, being relatively good from a gameplay perspective, quickly dissipated as people headed into the end game. Because the truth is, Diablo 4 had no innovation and nothing truly creative toward the ARPG genre. And Blizzard simply took no risks. Tree of Whispers are the same thing as bounties from Diablo 3. They kept the same generic gambling systems. Paragon boards are just stolen content from Path of Exile and Vulcan. Nightmare dungeons are just riffs from Diablo boards are just stolen.
I don't know about Vulcan, but I would tell you a Paragon board is not the same as your skill board in Path of Exile. Path of Exile's skill board, I feel, is more refined, and it doesn't depend on class. With this one, you build it, you kind of tweak it. There's not very much variance. All of these nodes basically give you a tiny chunk of stats. The only ones that are decent are the big nodes, and then the ones around it give you some sort of minor boost to the big node. Whether it be more attack, minion attack speed, you know, whatever it be. It's just, it didn't feel individual enough. I mean, there was just no point. I feel like with PoE you could venture a little. I mean, there's some things you should follow, I think, but you could venture a little bit. Now, we've never played Vulcan, so I can't speak on that.
Content from Path of Exile and Vulcan. Nightmare dungeons are just riffs from Diablo 3. The new free choice leveling is the same thing as Diablo 3's adventure mode. Nothing here was brand new or innovative. It was the same reused and recycled content, and fans were simply bored of it within a few weeks' time. The most common mistake we see from games with lack of endgame presence is they make the grind to max level longer, so it gives them time to...
Bro, this part really sucks right here. This level right here just really sucks.
Come up with something new. And what did Blizzard do? Exactly just that. One by one, they were going across the board and nerfing dungeon farms to permit anyone from leveling too quickly from specific dungeons. And when that wasn't enough, they completely nerfed elite mob density across the board.
There it
One
is.
of the most fun aspects of the game. Instead of buffing the lackluster dungeons that were boring and slow, they nerfed the fun ones. They continued to do this with nearly everything in the game moving forward. Build diversity was the same result. Across all classes, you could see a clear-cut pattern in people using the same exact...
Wow. So we got a couple of pretty much... Well, as a barbarian, you were pretty much either using your entire shout setup and pumping up either Whirlwind or... Oh my god. Hoda, Hammer of the Ancients. So... I mean, damn. That's insane.
Over and over again. Instead of buffing weak abilities to bring them in line with the strong ones, they simply nerfed the abilities that were performing too well, making everything feel boring. And with the price of recost and the non-existence of skill loadouts or a dual specialization system in play, it was too risky to constantly be testing out and theory crafting new builds. It was too tedious to respec hundreds of Paragon points manually one by one, and flat out too expensive. Having to grind out countless legendary aspects, uniques, and perfect affix rolls on every piece of gear was something that took too much time. By this time,
I mean, I think that's the point of it.
65+, and the level pacing drastically slowed down, and so did the excitement of good loot rewards as well.
So the problem with Diablo 4 is that after you spend about 80 hours into the game, all of the gear upgrades that you can get are so minimal, there's nothing else to do.
So the time it took to level vastly increased, and the rewards and purpose for leveling became so much smaller. It's very obvious to everybody now that Diablo 4 has no endgame, and it was heavily front-loaded. The minor endgame testing, mixed with the constant changing of development teams, and major lack of inexperience and workplace professionalism, was finally starting to take its toll. During this time, the in-game cash shop is being flooded with skins and cosmetic options available for purchase. Even some cases where the cosmetic armor bought with real money would be bugged and not even appear on your
It only works when you zoom in.
Player-based drama is at an all-time high, with players dying constantly to server instability.
Have they fixed this yet? Have they fixed it where if you die teleporting or whatever, you use a scroll? I've never followed up on that. You know, did they ever fix that? I think they said season 2. Right? Season 2? Real soon, guys. Real soon. They're gonna patch it next patch, I'm sure. Right.
Disconnects and things being completely out of their control through bugs and poor optimization of the game. Even worse, to confirm your place as a winner in the race, you had to tweet the Diablo Twitter account with Diablo 4 hashtag,
guys,
your
next
full
patch,
battle
next
and
patch,
battle tag, and lastly,
100%.
a picture proving you reached level 100. The amateur middle school system of confirming a challenge so important that hundreds of thousands of people are participating in ends up being a massive mistake, and they make errors announcing the wrong winners.
Alright, now they did make a reply to this. Alright? Blizzard replied, there were some that were missed, but a lot of them got denied because they had made some sort of transgression against Blizzard before. Whether it be refund an item or something in game or something that didn't allow them to make the list. And I think DJ Montague was on it for some reason. I don't remember why. You know, I remember we were following all of this when this was happening because we were trying to get onto the statue and failing really hard, by the way. Refund? Yeah, refund.
This showed a major lack of effort and care in a multi-billion-dollar company, and once
he's
again,
on the statue?
amateur or brand new developers making huge mistakes.
See, look, banned for refunds. That's what I'm saying. They said banned for refunds. Oh my god. Refund, you bastards ain't getting on my statue.
Company, and once again, amateur or brand new developers making huge mistakes, skating by and doing things just good enough.
Oh, that's such a good statement. That's just good enough, bro. Oh, man.
Once again, there were even several websites out there that tracked the progress of the hardcore characters with having zero budget. So surely, Blizzard could have done it themselves.
No. It's not that simple, guys. You can't just track all the levels of your characters, let alone just just the small portion of level 100s in this one server. That's impossible. No one can do that.
Too difficult to manage storage inside of a full loot ARPG game. Between gems, legendaries, and aspects, rare items, uniques,
Oh my God.
inventory was
I
quickly
remember
flooded
this.
within minutes of grinding out
Oh,
a
this
single
is so
dungeon,
good.
and players demanded more room for their other
Stash
characters.
space, baby.
When Blizzard finally responded over a month later, they stated they couldn't add more because it
Now,
creates
I will say, old Joe, this may have not been the best answer, but he was being honest, at least, right? He was being honest. So why they couldn't give us more stash tabs? Is it a good reason? No. It's not a good reason at all. The reason we can't give you guys stash tabs is because you load every other player in your instances items, inventory, and stash tabs. I don't know why. Oh, right, to prevent duping and all that, even though duping was still being done. But, alright.
It's a lot of memory overhead. When you see another player in game, you load them and their entire stash filled with all of their items. Things like a gem tab, leaderboard, stash tabs, loot filters, ability loadouts, all announced to be added in future expansions, sometimes as far as 6 months to a year.
Season 2, guys.
1 month after the game launches, they hosted a developer live stream.
This was the best. This was the best. I loved this so much. This, if you can't see it because my face is right here, let's go. Look, oh my god, this was so good. It's a fucking... It's the Diablo Immortal Campfire chat. Oh, that was so good. People were so pissed off.
Bringing us all some crucial updates to try and calm the community down. To kick off the show, they gave us a 30-minute segment on their new Diablo Immortal class, the Blood Knight, and the whole lore behind the mobile game right now. They also finally showed off the Battle Pass monetization and the seasonal blessings that are implemented to help us quickly gain crafting materials, gold, and experience points more efficiently.
Now, I'll tell you, nobody gives a shit about these. Maybe the gold later on in game, but this is the main one that matters. XP. That's the only real one.
In regard to having us create whole new characters inside of seasonal realms.
Yes.
And believe it or not, those completely backfired as well. When you spent Smoldering Ash to increase the amount of gold or materials that you would gain, there was a bug that would increase the amount of cost.
So he was at 7.5 million, and
by
now he's at 8 million to fucking upgrade the gear.
the same exact percentages. So it became nothing but an illusion of choice. And to even acquire all of your Smoldering Ash, you actually had to obtain max level to acquire them all, leaving you a system that is nothing but broken and contradictory. Only half of your renown carried over, and half of the brand new content and class changes in Season 1 was locked to the seasonal realms and was forbidden on the eternal realms. Meaning that if you wanted all of these brand new changes and updates, you had to start all over and create a whole new character. You were then forced to go onto seasonal realms, and players were quickly flooded with additional monetization. They even coincidentally made the paid accelerated battle pass button the largest icon and glow red on the homepage.
Now, I don't think that was the issue. The issue was the dark pattern here, where on console, you opened up the menu, and your fucking mouse cursor was on that button. So if you pressed anything, it would purchase the premium, and there was no confirmation. Not a single confirmation, so it automatically applied your season pass. So that was the thing. Like on PC, it wasn't that much, but on consoles, it was so fucked up. Because I never noticed the thing, you know. Plus, I mean, we redeemed it in the beginning. But for consoles, it was definitely doing them dirty. 100%. I don't think the size and the thing matters.
They also coincidentally didn't add a confirmation button so that if you accidentally clicked it,
there it is,
you spent your money without any warning. Bugs even went rampant through Season 1, with people having the ability to trade hundreds of millions of gold, legendaries, and even unique items between the eternal and seasonal realms.
But guys, remember, this is the reason why you can't have more stash tabs. You load everybody's inventory to prevent duplications and crazy things like this, guys. No,
completely
that's
destroying
impossible.
hard-earned player progression.
Impossible.
By this point, players were at their limit. Metacritic scores plummeted, and the
my
population
God.
slowly dwindled down to nothing within a week of Season 1 being launched. And with the final nail in the coffin, Larian Studios released Baldur's Gate 3 on
Ooh.
August 3rd of 2023. Easily being the frontrunner for the Game of the Year, it knocked Diablo 4 out. The game had longer replayability, no egregious monetization, good developers, better RPG
I think
aspects.
it didn't really knock Diablo out. Diablo was on its way out. But this coming out so hard on anti-monetization and giving you a complete game, it kind of just fucks with anything Blizzard does. So, that's why you shit on Diablo. I mean, Diablo was already crashing and burning. This just added some fucking gasoline to that fire.
Innovative design with stable servers and a real character creator, and gameplay sections with freedom of choice throughout your entire playthrough. Most of these things Blizzard used to take pride in, but those days are now
over.
A game that just a few months ago had a population of almost 7 million concurrent active players at once has now lost more than 99% of its total population and is shrinking more and more by the day.
I wonder. Well, let's see to attack. What attack? Right now, what is Diablo 4 at this very moment as we speak and hang out together, gang? Where is it? Where you be? Lily. Where are you? Where the fuck are you? Did we pass it? No way. What? $770 viewers. It's huge. It's huge. And Streamer House has about half of them. Huge. Oh, poor Diablo. It's such a good base ground. 770 suckers.
So what was the exact cause of Diablo 4's failure?
Oh my
Was it the
God.
constant change in development teams before launch day?
That's
the loss of
huge.
key figures within the company due to the allegations and walkouts? Developers disliking the game they're creating and the increased malice between leaders and company team members? Was it the
Oh,
constant
man.
delays, the microtransactions being forced onto players?
So good.
Or is it just the simple fact that Blizzard has completely lost its touch and the era of this once King of Kings is now over? No one really knows exactly. But
Yeah.
one thing is for sure. No game in history has had almost 7 million concurrent active players at one time, and within a couple months, get reduced down to less than 40,000 active players throughout
It didn't
the
lose
entire
touch with
day.
anything.
A 99.4% loss in player
It
base
just
count.
became about money instead
This
of gaming.
is why
Yeah.
Diablo 4 is the biggest disappointment in recent gaming history. Hopefully heading into 2024, they can bring loads of improvements into the game and maybe flip the script on this whole situation.
Damn, he said
Maybe,
2024.
just maybe we can have a solid
The comeback kids are counting out season 2 already. They said 2024.
RPG to play. But just remember, the new Path of Exile is on its way, and it could very well be too late. Have you played Diablo 4? What are your thoughts and feelings?
Yo!
What do you think is the biggest mistake they made?
Alright, have I played Diablo 4? Yes. Very long time since it came out and in beta. What are my thoughts? Wonderful base. They have a very, very good base to build on. They should have built on top of that instead of maybe paying a few celebrities. Personally, I believe if they should have funneled that money into maybe development. That would have been great. Other than that, I mean, what was the biggest mistake they made? Oh, I don't know. The experience nerf, the vulnerability nerf, the crit nerf. I think those are things that should have been done like post beta. The fact that they already did it when the game was launched, it just smacked them in the face. They should have just done it post release and then released some patches with it, some like buffs or something. Then everybody would have been okay. That's my opinion. But who knows? I just think the the public would have took it better. But after doing a fat nerf like that, after the game already launched for a while, it's just not. Who are you? That's not.
Let me know in the comment section below. I want to give another massive thank you to our YouTube channel members who support the channel directly and keep this dream alive. You all allow me to create longer, more fulfilling content for you.
This was a great video.
I really love making content like this, and if you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to like, leave a comment, or even share the video, as I would love to bring you all more content like this in the future. Until the very end, my name is Sky from the Comeback Kids, and I will see you all in the next one.
Yeah, no, this is a good video. Comeback Kids always making bangers recently. They blew up because of Diablo 4. Diablo 4 blew them up like DM. So they're good people. They're making bangers. I think they're trying out other things. I think they were like D4 mains, and then they're trying a few other things. That was a huge W, huge W.